as well as they get set to match up with the New York Jets. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded at the 2. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. First carry for the former Cleveland Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 36 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Second down, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it. So the defense there, opportunity.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. First carry for Frank Gore back home here in Miami. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
50-50. Set. 48.
On second down, here's Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it, and the Jets have recovered. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
But we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Corral. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Here's Darnold now on second down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Raekwon McMillan in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Over.
Darnold from the gun. Got an open man. It's a noon one. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. 1st and 10 at the 19. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Cameron Wake in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Darnold. That's going to be caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Chris Herndon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. Jason Myers now for the extra point. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Myers now to kick it away. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Hey. Set. 280. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. All right. Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Let's go. Clay. Set. 280.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he finds Stills, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Tannehill finding Stills, and it's a Dolphin first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
3 down. Let's go. 280. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, pick your game up.
On 1st down and score. Room to run past midfield. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
280.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll pitch it back to Gore. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Hey, watch the set. 88. Hip. Hey, watch that.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Set. Back 20.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Henry Anderson able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Sack, baby. Sack.
Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. The kick by Sanders is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Back to throw, Darnold. Space to maneuver at the 40. Rashard Matthews here on the catch. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Rashard Matthews, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get it.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Set. Back 20.
Tannehill on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Jenkins. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On first down, Darnold. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there, a 22.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Four down. Check.
Over.
Darnold for the red zone now. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Four down.
No, check.
To throw is Darnold. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Sam Darnold looking like he belongs. 3 touchdown passes now in the ballgame. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And Stills over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone, sometimes you're throwing it between the zones, sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's
got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
3 down. Set. 280. Shift. Watch the shift. Go get set. Go.
On first and goal, Drake. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
Who got 17? Clay. Set. Lady. Hip. 58 to the Clay. 58 to the Mike.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. His throw incomplete. Darryl Roberts right there on the coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Back to throw, Tannehill. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Parker unable to get that one. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They start this with a run for Powell. And now running right through it. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
When I see Cameron Wake make plays like that, I can't help but shake my head sometimes. He had to go to Canada first before he came back to the NFL, where he's now an all-pro.
Yeah, undrafted out of Penn State, but look at him now.
And just think about all the pass-rushing moves he has, his ability to play against the run. Remember, he was a combo outside linebacker, defensive end. Now, he's just simply one of the best in the NFL.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Lucky 56.
On first and 10, Darnold. Anunwa's got it, complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Darnold on first down. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Touchdown. 4 touchdown passes for the rookie Sam Darnold. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead.
So what about the rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Here's Myers now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away this timing.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. After the interception, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Hot! Hot!
2nd down and 10. Darnold eluding the pressure right. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through, and their lead will swell up to 28. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. We have hit half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game.
Let's go.
A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The third quarter starts with a run by Gore. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Double tight. Go, trip left, trip left. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, set, 28.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Okay, we got 4. We got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go. Let's go.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
He steps into this one, and then... And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Second and 9 now from the 21.
Tight is Ringo. Tight is on the Ringo. Tight is on the Ringo. Hot!
To throw on second down is Darnold. Going for the deep ball. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 59 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
Gun! Bus formation, bus formation. Come on, boys. Cut!
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And this Jet offense starting to run away with this one. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And now with the play clock winding down, Adam Gase says, let's take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Set! 30! Right there. 54, right there, right there. 54, Mike. I'm coming! I'm coming! I'm coming!
Back to the ground, this time with Gore. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Zebra.
Here's Tannehill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
The extra point now coming from Myers. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Now a handoff to Crowell. Open space inside the 10. And all the way down to the 5. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
He'll get it up the middle. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play.
Over!
They get it to him running left. Able to power through. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's Crowell. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Hey, 20.
They'll start the drive with Drake. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Set. Lady. Hey. We got 3. Three down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Set. 30.
Following the penalty, it's Gore. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. It's Steve McClendon that time who winds up getting him down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on it.
Last stop. Last stop.
Detroit! Detroit!
Tight left, tight left. 4 down, 4 down. Check, check.
On second down, here's Crowell. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down.
On 3rd down, that's Powell. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. He needed a yard, that's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run with the rookie from Virginia State, Trenton Cannon. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice...
Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. And the return will stop right around the 25. Matthews, the intended target. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Catch made right side by Wilson. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain on the play.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. 3 down, 3 down.
Yo, that's 1.
on second down, here's Tannehill. He dumps it off to Dre. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Tannehill. And it's caught by Parker. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal?
We got three, fellas. Lady!
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal.
Lady! Deuce. Hurry.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jets, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.